Okay. We're going to talk about the process of encoding once again. Who remembers what is encoding all about? Nirman, are you good at using code words?
In this case, it means that to represent something in terms of some kind of symbol.
Okay.
That is the process of encoding.
To put your meaning in the form of a symbol. Which and what would you define as successful encoding? Putting a message in a symbol is not adequate. It should be something which the other person can understand, because very easily, because symbols don't have meaning in themselves. Who has meaning? Where are meanings? In people. Meanings are in people, not in the symbols themselves. So if you look at what is the, when you use symbols to communicate meaning, what is the choice that you have? How do you decide, I have a meaning in my mind and I want to convey it to you? How do I decide how to express that meaning? In what symbol should I express that meaning?
The symbol which would be most easy to use.
Okay, a symbol which will be easy to use and easy to use, okay, and
Cipher very easily.
okay, yeah, okay. Those are the variety of symbols you can use. You have a choice between verbal and non-verbal symbols. Now, how do you decide which one is appropriate? It depends on the situation, which is more appropriate in a particular situation. Both of you want to vanish after the class for a movie, but you don't want to take everyone. So how would you convey it? Verbally or non-verbally? Non-verbally, because you don't want other people to see it. Yeah? So how do you decide which symbol is appropriate? Hmm? Which both persons can understand. Okay, so you give me a word, give me a message that is to be conveyed.
I love you.
I'm cool. How about that? I'm cool. I'm cool. Who wants to do it in different ways? This is the message you want to convey, and I want you to tell me what would be the best, the most appropriate way of conveying this message. Yeah? Can you think of a way of, can somebody do his own thing? Come here, face the camera and tell me. You have to send this message, I am cool. Come on, fast. Fast, you can do it anyway. Mohit, come on. Come on, fast. Yeah. The message is, I am cool.
So it's not pretty easy to do this. I'm cool, how do I show it?
That's why I'm asking you. It's a challenging message. This is the meaning you want to get across to your friends there. How will you do it? Did he do it? Yeah? Come on. Come on. It's a challenge. Yes. Yes, he is cool. He's cool. You agree? Does anyone have any other way of being cool? Come on. Come on, fast. Thanks, Mohit.
Can anyone be cooler than me?
Yeah, can anyone be cooler than Mohit? That's a challenge to you guys. Come on. Come on, come on. Fast, fast, fast. Come on. You can be there can be different ways of being cool. There are different ways of being cool. Come on. Is it cool as in COOL or cool as in KOOL? One is cool, cold. Please. Pankaj, come on. Come on, fast, fast. That's good. Come on. That's cool.
Okay. Out here.
That is cool. That was hot? Okay. Can we have another way of being cool? One more and we'll stop. Bhupati, yes, yes, come on. No, it wasn't. No, we have to get the message. Yeah. That's cool. Okay. Okay. Fine. You think of any other way. What is cool these days? What is cool these days? Do you always show it intentionally that I'm cool? Is red cool? Ninman? Is it cool? It is? It is? So can a color be cool? Now how do you decide what is cool? What symbol do you use? It can be a verbal symbol. In this situation, saying I'm cool probably is not going to work. Nobody is going to take you at your word. It probably won't work if you say, hi, I'm cool. People think you are one big show off. But you do things which are cool, or you act in a way which is cool, and people get that impression that you're cool. So here, this is an example of a message where you have to exercise your choice as to what kind of symbol would be appropriate in what situation. With that, we come back to when is a, let's come back now. We are talking about encoding verbal messages. We'll return to non-verbal messages later, but we are talking about encoding verbal messages. Verbal messages can be spoken or they can be written, and we'll focus today only on written verbal messages. What is the difference between verbal messages? This verbal message can be a written word, right? It can be either the spoken word or the written word. That is not verbal, it's non-verbal. The sound is a vocal message, it comes under non-verbal. Sound is... What is the difference between vocal and verbal?
Spoken, verbal and vocal.
Spoken.
Oh, spoken. Verbal messages can be either spoken or they can be written. What is a spoken message? Spoken message, what is it? Is it? What's it? It's a sound. It's a sound. And that's why your vocal component is very important there. It's how you say the word that matters, not just the meaning of the word, isn't it? It's the way you deliver the word, the way you intone the word that makes it carry certain meaning, a spoken word. But in a written word, what do you have? What is a written word? What symbol? Wonderful. A written word is a symbol. Spoken word is a sound. Do you see the difference? This is where the difference comes in. The spoken word is sound, and where does it exist? It's non-verbal. And where does it reside, the spoken word? In the body. The spoken word is transmitted from the mouth to the of the sender to the ear of the receiver. So it has a certain bodily existence. It's concrete, but it also makes it transient, transitory. Written word is a symbol. It's a permanent mark on paper, right? Mark on paper, and therefore it's also something outside the body. It's an object outside the body, right? We agree with this so far. Now, we won't go so much into the theory of what words are and what they do, the differences between the modes of writing and the modes of speaking, how writing sets are one way of thinking, and the so-called oral societies, somebody call them. They have a totally different way of perceiving things because of the differences in the nature of the composition and transmission of messages. Yeah? We talked about how our system is a Shruti system based on the spoken word, on hearing, which emphasizes hearing. But in the Western world today, or in the modern world, writing is a more normal mode of communication. Don't you think this balance has been redressed by the arrival of the electronic media? So writing, which had this advantage over speaking in terms of permanence, it was considered better than speaking because it was more permanent. Now it loses that advantage because of the possibilities of recording even the spoken word. Possibilities of recording and transmitting the spoken word across distances. You have CNN live, you know what's happening there. You can be on the cricket, you can be on the battleground, you can be at the cricket ground, and you get a blow-by-blow account of what is happening out there. You don't have to, there is no time lag which happened in writing. So after this introduction to how the technologies alter the content and the style of messages, messages do have something in common. Symbols do have something in common. Verbal symbols have something in common, that is, they use words. They all use words. The written word, somebody said, is dead. The written word is something dead. Why? Why do you think they said it's dead? Writing, somebody has said, is writing is death. Why do you say that?
If you're writing very, if you can express your meaning through writing, you can always express emotions through writing. Good writing can always express emotions.
Right, he's right. But that's the stereotyped understanding of writing, that though it has an advantage of speaking in terms of being a permanent record, the written word is dead. It has no immediacy. It's something outside you. It doesn't vibrate with life like the spoken word does. They are like dead marks on paper, somebody said. Writing is death. It silences sound. That's what someone said. Because they are mere inscriptions. Written words are mere symbols. They are mere inscriptions. And the spoken word has all the immediacy. It has all the directness. Because by itself, the written word has no power. And yet, it has the power to compress meaning, doesn't it? That's something it shares with the spoken word. Though the spoken word has more possibilities of introducing more shades of meaning, the written word also has that semantic link. Both work as semantic symbols, that they convey some meaning. So let's look at how words work. Let's examine how words work. And then we move on to how to use words. These are the two things we do. The first thing is how words work, and the second is how to use words. Let me tell you that there's a difference between, there are two kinds of words, there are the various kinds of words. The difference between connotative words and between denotative words. What are denotative words? And what are connotative words?
Denotative word would denote something, it would have particular meaning.
It stands for something, and the relationship between the word and what stands for is something fixed. Yeah? Because it's very obvious what it signifies. Yeah? What happens to the connotative word? Can you give me an example of a denotative word? Give me an example of a denotative word.
Any noun is a denotative word.
Which one?
Any noun, it denotes something.
Any noun is a denotative word? Okay. Give me an example of a noun.
Coco.
Hmm?
Coco.
Cocoa.
Coco. C-U-C-K-O.
Oh, okay. No, you're mixing denotative with words which where the sound equals meaning. No, I'm not talking about that. What I mean by denotative words is words where the link between the symbol and what it stands for is very obvious. It's very clear. It's unambiguous.
Book.
Book. Okay. Suppose we take a word like a book. Yeah. Okay, take a word like a book. What do you understand by this word, this symbol? We say it's a symbol. We say that verbal words are verbal symbols. They stand for something. A combination of sounds represented by letters. Book. The sound is, this is the sound. We put it in ba, u, k. This is the sound, and the letters which represent that sound are B, O, O, K. This combination of sounds, it stands for something. What is that? Can you show me something? What does it stand for? Can I have it? Can I have it, please? Thanks. Now this you'd say is a book, right? This is a book. This is a book. This is what you understand by the word book. This would be the denotative meaning of the word book. But are all words which are denotative strictly denotative? Why not?
They can have multiple meanings.
Yeah, so can you give me a multiple meaning of the word book?
Come to reserve a ticket.
Okay, book a ticket. Book a ticket. Anything else?
Book a criminal under some court.
Book someone for on an offense. Yeah?
The books and then the balance sheet.
Balance the books. Wonderful.
Publish an article. Bring the book.
Bring to book would be this. Book someone for an offense. That would be bring to book. Balance the books. Yeah? Now, many of these words, some of them will take off from that denotative meaning, because here it refers to the account books. Literally it refers to that, and from that it takes the added meaning of balancing. But here when you say booking a ticket, it means reserving a ticket. Yeah, it's different from this object called book, very different from that. Or when you say bringing someone to book, have you been brought to book for something? What? No, yes, Mohit. Have you ever been brought to book? Not even a parking ticket? No, lucky guy. Okay. So book can have multiple meanings. What we find is that even the so-called denotative words don't have fixed meaning. The meaning keeps shifting. So it looks like that we are all in the search for the right word, doesn't it? Meaning itself is shifting, meaning is elusive, it keeps evading attempts to capture it in symbols, and symbols by themselves are such complex entities. Whenever we try to grasp meaning by a symbol, the meaning gets, it escapes. Somehow we are not able to, it's like a bird which we can't catch, always eluding us. So, and there's always a gap between the word, the meaning and the symbol, between the thing and the word. Between the word and the meaning, there's always a gap. There are several reasons for that, but let's come back to connotative, the distinction between connotative and denotative words. What are connotative words? What are connotative words? This is a very, very basic category of words. It can be made more complex. Connotative words. Can you give me an example of connotative words? Huh? Cool. Okay, we just looked at an example of how cool could connote so many feelings. Can you think of a symbol? Can you think of a verbal symbol? A noun which has many connotations? Black, okay. The black mind always thinks of black. How about rose? Think of a noun like a rose. You said nouns are denotative. Who was that? Avnish said? Bhupati said, nouns are always denotative. So what about a rose? Who remembers Robert Burns? Who remembers Robert Burns? What did he say? My love is like a red, red rose, yeah? Yeah, why rose? So what does rose come to? Rose is a noun in the denotative sense, is the name of a flower, right? But when you use the word rose, Princess Diana, I think somebody in India greeted her as an English rose. When you call Princess Diana an English rose, what do you mean? Beautiful. So rose has become a symbol of beauty, yeah? Something which is denotative through association, because whenever you say somebody is like a rose, you suggest it means beauty. So a connotative word is a word which suggests a series of associations, which has the number of nuances, which are not always fixed. They get altered. For instance, take the black would be a very good example, Mohit. Yeah, you've given a very good example. How about black? Do you, like rose, you traditionally associate with beauty. In Western culture, you associate a rose with beauty, and that's how it's also spilled over into other cultures. Whenever you talk about roses, you assume that you're talking about something beautiful. But black is not something which has become so universalized, or it was universalized. What has happened is now the many meanings of black have opened. When you use the word black, what do you mean? What does black suggest to you, Praveen? Unknown. Okay, great. Dark, ugly. That is a prejudiced person. Who thinks black is beautiful? There, I see a hand rising. The Nitesh says black is beautiful. Yeah.
Black is profitable.
Profitable, okay. Yeah. Any other meaning of black? Depth, okay. Deep, deep. Protest. Sorrow. Nobody has a corrupt. Devilish, you mean? Nobody has any other association of blackness.
It's a color.
That's the denotative meaning of the word black. It's a color. Okay? But the connotations of blackness, what does it black signify?
Magic.
Magic, okay.
Peace. Peace. Yeah. Africa.
Africa, yeah, black continent, Africa, yes. That's a very wonderful example of black was associated with Africa. Who else? In Christianity, black was associated with the devil,
Pirates.
with evil, and then
Pirates.
pirates, and then when it was shifted to Africa, what happened to Africa? Africa became a land of evil, of inhabited unknown, but also inhabited by savages, people who were savage, who were evil, who were violent. Now, when did black become beautiful?
Black beauty.
Black Beauty the horse? When did black become beautiful in history?
Tony Braxton.
Naomi Campbell is arrived too late on the scene, after the path had been cleared by several black people. They are reaping the rewards of the movement which made black beautiful. This movement, yeah, Martin Luther King, in the 60s, earlier in the 20s, in the 1920s during the Harlem Renaissance, and in the 60s with the Black Arts movement, Black Panthers movement, who changed the meaning of blackness from evil, ugly. There is somebody who is still out of date and who thinks black is ugly. The rest of us agree that we have opened out to the new meaning of blackness, and we say black is beautiful thanks to Naomi Campbell and Halle Berry. Yes. Okay. So this is an example of denotative and connotative words. All right. Now let's move on to this division between abstract words and concrete words. Wouldn't it be better to say that words are not intrinsically, they cannot be split along the connotative and the denotative demarcation, or could you say that words can be used in a denotative manner and a connotative manner? Should we modify our statement and we say that there are no intrinsically denotative or connotative words, but words may be used in a connotative or a denotative manner? Yeah. Similarly, abstract, and they also can be arranged along the grid of abstraction and concreteness. What is the difference between abstract and concrete words?
Abstract doesn't have it.
Give me an example of an abstract word. That's the most difficult four-letter word to be defined. Abstract. How would you define it? Do you think it's abstract? Happiness. What else? Yeah, can you think of any other abstract word? Very common words which are abstract words. Yeah. Any other common word? Love, happiness. Let's build from what you've used earlier.
Sorrow.
Sorrow. Sorrow, opposite of happiness.
Fear.
Fear. They're all abstractions. Mind. Soul. Good. Evil. They are all abstractions. They are all abstractions, aren't they? So what is the problem with abstractions? What is the problem with abstract words?
The person who's encoding might use it for one meaning, and the person who's decoding might
Right.
have it.
They have a lot of room for ambiguity and for interpretation, because the concrete words are which refer, there is a sensory quality to that. That is, they refer to something concrete in the real world, which is visible. So the same word can also have an abstract and a concrete dimension. When I use the word book to use this concrete object, then it has a concrete quality because it refers to something outside the world, in the real world. It has a certain referentiality to something in the real world. But when I say I brought you to book, it's a abstract thing. In my books, you are a black sheep. Yeah. So there it's a very abstract thing. In my books, what do you mean by that? In my opinion, or whatever. So these words, the problem is that because they have multiple meanings, meaning becomes very difficult to fix. And because it's difficult to fix, it complicates, it makes messages complicated. what you convey by that message, by that word, and what the other person or the others understand would be two different things. Can you give an example of how the use of a word like this can create confusion and abstraction? I am very sad, suppose I say. Do you think it's an abstraction? Or I am happy? Are you know what I mean? Yeah. What do you mean when I say unhappy? No, you are replying to one abstraction with another. What does it mean? I'm happy.
It could mean you got what you wanted. It could also mean you don't have anything to care about. Everything has been taken care of.
Okay. So he's trying to make it more precise and saying you've got what you want, or everything that you want, everything you wanted to do has been taken care of. Any other guess? That makes me most unhappy. Yeah, but that's what you think, right? I say I'm happy, you understand it to mean I'm sitting in.
Why you are happy? But you say you are happy.
Yes, ma'am. That means that you are happy.
Okay, you get the meaning I'm happy, but do you understand what I mean?
We don't understand why you are happy. There should be some.
Oh, you're saying just the feeling is enough.
Yes, ma'am. The feeling is enough.
You don't know how much happy you are.
No, is it a question of degree or is it a question of what you mean?
I think the meaning is.
Are you happy working here? Suppose your boss asks you, you join a new organization and you say, are you happy working here? Yeah? So you say, yes sir, I'm happy. Now, do you think that what you said and what he intended, they were same thing? What did you think? What did you mean when you said you're happy? You joined an advertising agency. Why were you happy? Huh? Pardon, Mali? Avnish, when you joined the advertising agency, which one was it? Which one was it?
WPP maximize.
Okay. So why were you happy there? Were you happy or unhappy? You were happy.
I was okay.
A mixed feeling. But happy, more or less happy. Yeah. Why were you happy? Can you cite the reasons why you were happy?
Because there are more reasons why I was happy.
No, we want to know why you were happy.
Paid in Delhi 5,000 stipend and a good company.
Okay, because you were being paid well and it was a good company. That's why you were happy. All of us know the secret reasons why you were happy, but we'll not talk about them. Okay. When you said, told your boss, I'm happy, you meant that you're getting good money, you are in Delhi, you are in a good organization. What did the boss intend? What could he possibly have intended? Are you liking your work? Is the work environment conducive to what you want to achieve? Does it match with your career goals, your professional goals? So you're talking at cross purposes because you're using the word happy. You're using an abstract word and it creates a certain, it's difficult to define. It's not that it's impossible to define, but one needs to pin it down and understand. I had this friend called Gurmeet Singh, and Gurmeet Singh was very clear about his happiness and unhappiness. जब संडे को मूवी देख लेता हूँ तो हैप्पीनेस हो जाती है, नहीं देखता हूँ तो सैडनेस हो जाती है. Very, very clear. But most of us are not very clear when we use abstract words like this. We are not very clear ourselves. Okay? Let's move on to concrete words. Shall we move on to concrete words? Are there words which are concrete, or does concreteness involve making the abstract ideas more specific and concrete? What does it involve? Shall we take a word from here and make it concrete? Choose a word at random. Happiness. Okay. Which one? Good. Okay. Good or happiness? Which one? Good. Okay. You are good. Suppose I give a compliment to somebody and you say, you are good. What do I mean? I don't mean a thing. I never call anybody good unless I mean. Yeah, but what do I mean? Yeah, you're not clear. So what do I mean?
Depends on the circumstances.
In the context, okay, in the context. So how can I make it more concrete? You're good looking. See, good looking. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Good job.
You've done a good job. No, that's again imprecise. Let's look at the multiple meanings. You're good looking. You are intelligent. You are smart is again abstract. You're good looking. That's precise. Again, that's very abstract because what you understand by a good looking person might. You're good at maths. That's good. You're good at maths. That's good. You're good at maths. Okay. You're good with gadgets. Anything else? You're a good batsman. Okay. Good bats. Yeah, you're a good batter. You're a good person. Huh? My boss is a good man. What do I mean? My boss is a boss is honest. He's a good man. Okay, he's an honest man. So this is the way we can make meaning more precise.
Good can really mean.
Yeah, it could be at any time.
Yeah, it could be that. That's why you're making it precise and you're saying you're honest. Who's a good teacher? Let's make it very precise. Who's a good teacher? No attendance and EXS. Yes. Who finishes the classes at 4? Yeah, that's a good teacher. I get the message. Okay. Let's look at another division between words and the process of selecting words. Because before you get down to writing or encoding messages, you have to learn to use how verbal symbols, which is words, how they work. And if you're going to choose an appropriate way of encoding your messages, of choosing the appropriate symbol, you must know how they work. Otherwise, you'll choose the wrong symbol. You call your friend, you're fat. Do you think he's going to like it? No. So you have to think of the difference between strong words. What are strong words? The differences between strong words and weak words. What are strong words and weak words? Which is a stronger way of putting the same thing?
Concrete words.
Yeah, concrete words are often stronger, not necessarily. Let's look at the difference between weak words and strong words. What do you run after? Can you tell me? What do you run after? Money? Huh? Fame, money? Yes, because I want to illustrate to the example, so I want the example to come from you. What does Mohit run after? Girls. Mohit. Both Mohits. Okay. Mohits. Okay, Mohit square run after girls. Okay. Now, can you have a stronger word for What is chase? Chase? Is it chase or is crazy about? But run after is literally chase. You have to find a word which is literally that. You can't change the meaning. Crazy means something different from run after. You have to find a word which is exactly the same as the other one. Okay. Girls, can you find a stronger word for that? No? Stronger word? What's the expression? Who knows the expression? Pankaj, what's the expression? Chasing? Chasing what? Pure. That's the proverbial expression. Am I not right? Yeah? Now this would get me into the next category, which is sexist language. I'll come to that later. But right now, I thought of giving you an example which you will understand. Can you give me more examples of strong and weak words? Nigger, yeah. Nigger. Nigger is a strong word, but black person, Afro-American. Black would be also strong, but black can be a description. Somebody is black or white or yellow or brown. Even that's not politically correct now. Colored is also not politically correct. So today the term you would use is very precise, Afro-American. But a strong word is a nigger. Yeah. Now that's very strong, but it's a negative word, isn't it? It's a negative word, and it's also a biased word. We'll come to that, how words can be emotionally loaded. We'll come to that point. But give me more examples of weak and strong words.
Someone is attractive, weak expression. Someone is sexy, strong. When you say that she's attractive.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's weak word, attractive.
Okay.
And the same, yeah, she's hot.
Okay, okay, okay. Somebody is attractive is weak, and somebody is hot is strong. But so I wanted to give that as an example of modern slang, but you've used it for this. I would prefer something else. Hot is a slang word, very American, which you use to denote attractiveness. But can't you think even within conventional vocabulary, some words are more strong than others? No? Angry? Enraged. If you don't give me the assignment after 1 week, I am angry. The week after? Week after that? Okay. So you know the difference between strong and weak verbs. We move on to familiar and unfamiliar words. We move on to familiar and unfamiliar words. What is in business communication? What are the words you should use? What is the objective of business communication? What's the objective? In poetry, what does one use? Unfamiliar words. Why? Flowery? Because you want, where does the pleasure in a poem lie? In putting things differently, in a unique way of putting the same way. The purpose of the communication there is to delight you with the surprise or with the originality in which with which you have used a particular word or an original word that you have coined. But in business communication, what's the idea? To get your work done. Yeah. So you need clarity. What's the purpose? What words you use really depend on the purpose, the context, as you put. If you want to impress somebody, what will you use? You would use, yeah, if you feel, no, yeah, that's a very good one. If you use the word extremely attractive to a teenager, would that impress the teenager? So what would you do? You'd use his language and you would use cool, yeah, because you want to impress that I'm one of you. Familiar words and unfamiliar words. If the objective is clarity, which is more than often the purpose in business communication, then one uses familiar words and one tries not to use unfamiliar words. What are familiar words? That's right. So what do you really aim at? The lowest common denominator? What might be familiar to me might be unfamiliar to you. So if I use that, I have impressed you probably, but maybe I have not been able to explain my meaning. So can you give me an example of an unfamiliar word? Who is good at words? Who is that? What's a good word? Parsimonious. Okay. My dad is extremely parsimonious. Do you share that? Many of you have dads who are parsimonious? No? What is the familiar word? Stingy. Maybe you can say it in front of your dad and he won't understand what you're trying to say. Dad, you're really parsimonious. And when he's not within hearing, then you say, hey, you are downright stingy. Yeah? So familiar and unfamiliar. How would you say? My encounter with you left me strangely elated. My encounter with you left me strangely elated. Would you speak this kind of language in business? Would it be a right thing to do? No? What do you mean? Meeting? Familiar word would be meeting, because encounter is something difficult. Elated is also difficult. Made me happy. I was happy to meet you. Simple sentence would be I was happy to meet you. Okay. When we come to short words and long words. As a rule, we are told we should use short words. Take the same example. Encounter is long and meeting is short. So when our objective is clarity, what should we use? Meeting. A smaller word, shorter word. But is it always so? Give me an example. Quick. Give me a short word and a long word where it would be preferable to use a long word.
Dictionary, lexicon, paper dictionary.
Yeah, very good. Dictionary is longer, but it's easier because it's familiar. Huh? Lexicon is more complex. Any other example? Who in this class is suave? In this class, is there anybody who's suave? Can you give me an example of someone you know who's suave? Yeah, sophisticated. But what does it mean? How many people know? Raise your hands. How many people know the meaning of the word? Only 2, 3. So what would you use? Would you use the short word or the long word? Short word. A long word. You'll use the long word. Okay. Now we come to loaded words and denotative words. We come back to that. If you use loaded words, what are loaded words? Words which have emotional content, which have more than one meaning, and particularly a positive or a negative impact. So, can you give me an example of a loaded word? Plead, okay. Can you think of anything more powerful than that? Assertive, no, something else. Huh? I'm dying for you. Okay, dying. Now that's loaded. What do you mean by that? It has so many shades of meaning. It has an emotional content. Any other word? You use the word nigger. That was a very good example of a loaded word, because when you call somebody a nigger, it's a slight. So you have to be in business when you're using language. You have to be very careful about not using loaded words. You use loaded words. You call somebody a terrorist, it's a loaded word. It has an emotional content. You call somebody a revolutionary, that's again a loaded word. But what you need to do is use neutral words. Yeah? We move on to another example, that is sexist language. What is sexist language? Today, there are no actors and actresses, there are only actors. Actors. Why? Why? Why did that happen? Huh? Because there should be no clue, this gender thing, that somebody is a man or a woman and different categories. They say that language is intrinsically male-centric. Yeah. So feminists, after the coming of feminists, they've tried to remove the sexist bias of language to the extent of going, history is not history, but yeah. So when you are in business, you have to be very careful about using sexist language, particularly of the variety you use. Earlier, you have to be very careful. Again, racial words which have a racial and ethnic bias. Give me examples. Jew. Racial bias. Words which have a racial bias. Huh? Yellow? Yellow skin, okay. Pale face. Chinky, yes. That was a good one. Which was, what was that? I saw Khalsa. Khalsa is an ethnic slight. Khalsa, racial and ethnic slight. Khalsa. Any other exam? Huh? Hispanic. No, Hispanic is more neutral. Can you think of something which is derogatory? Take the Indian context. Pathan. Hey, Pathan is very, I mean, it has very nice connotations for me. Imran Khan. But other than Pathan, none other? You've given examples. Okay. Disability bias. Today, we should not use words which reflect a certain disability. You don't say somebody is lame or blind. What do you say? Visually? Visually impaired. Yeah, you talk about physically challenged, mentally challenged or whatever. And then horizontally challenged. And you talk about people, you don't call somebody a sweeper today, do you? What do you say? What is the, you know in the IT system what they call? Okay. So shall we stop with this? We'll move on to sentences in the next session. Right, in this session all we've done is we've talked about how words, I try to get across to you the magic of words, how words are intrinsically very tricky symbols, very difficult for capturing meaning, and the moment we use words, we are involved in a very difficult game because we're trying to convey meaning through words. The meaning keeps eluding us. Shall we do a revision of what we did last time? No, in next 5 minutes, meanings are in people. We did this exercise to show how words work as symbols. Take a word. Take a word and talk about, take your word, heart. Does it have any meaning in itself? Temperature? Okay, that's the meaning it has, that's the literal meaning. But what does it mean? When you say, Mohit, you used the word heart a while ago. What do you mean?
Attractive.
Attractive. Any other?
Happening.
Happening, very good. Very topical, yeah. Anything else? Any other meaning of heart?
Interesting.
Interesting, okay. Too much to handle. Spicy? Yeah. So this word heart, a very simple word like this, it has no fixed meaning. There is a fixed meaning, but its meaning changes depending on who is using it. So whenever we use symbols, whether they are verbal symbols, especially when we're using verbal symbols, they have no meaning in themselves, but the meaning changes depending on who's using them. That's why we say meaning sign people. The last principle would be that meaning changes depending on the word you use. Meaning changes depending on word choice, or you can say words construct meaning. Take the example of Bhagat Singh. Shaheed Bhagat Singh, we use the word Shaheed Bhagat Singh. Let's not call him Shaheed. When you call him Shaheed Bhagat Singh, then what is he? Revolutionary, martyr. But in the records of the British government, what was he called? Terrorist. So this is how words can create meaning. So we conclude this session by saying meanings are in people and words are symbols which create meaning. Thank you.